Joe, and as a trainer, are there any fighters aside from the ones that you train that you kind of keep an eye on and kind of like those kind of fighters and are kind of attracted to their style or how they fight?
Are you asking me, is there a certain type of style I like to train?
Or actually a certain fighter now that you see that you would like to train or that kind of gets your attention whenever they fight?
Have?
Yeah.
I got enough on my plate right now, but you know, instead of picking out somebody like that, I would just say that, you know, my preference, and look, I've had a lot of guys that box and move, you know, that have been world champions, and you know, Casamayor, Michael Nunn, Gabriel Relis was a good counter-puncher boxer. Rafael was more of a pressure fighter. Diego was a pressure fighter. Molina's a pressure fighter. You know, so on and so forth. I trained Frankie Lyles, Robert Guerrero. You know, those guys all moved. Guerrero's more of a pressure fighter now than he used to be as an amateur. He's got a great inside game. But, you know, for me, I like the aggressive guys. I like, you know, and look, you can be very aggressive as a boxer puncher, no doubt about it. But I like those guys that go in and get it done. They go in and, you know, it's not, you know, the only thing I like, but I kind of fancy that a little bit more. You know, look, I always like guys like Chavez that would just keep moving in on you. You know, he was beautiful at parrying and slipping. He was a master at it. You know, most of the great Mexican fighters were pressure fighters. That's what I grew up with. You know, Ruben Oliveras. You know, you had, you know, I trained Frankie Morty, who was another very aggressive fighter in the 70s and 80s. You know, went up against some great fighters. You know, I was with Randy Shields in '79. He fought Pino Cuevas, who was, man, he was on you like a soup sandwich every second. There was no getting away from him. So I kind of fancied those that type of style. You know, I love Duran and his aggressiveness.
Yeah.
Like that fight against Leonard in the first fight. And he crawled into Leonard and never got out, you know? And it's what won him the fight. Alexis Arguello was a stand-up pressure fighter. I could go on and on.